It's time to rent your property and you need to find a tenant. Whoa, hold on a second. You need to make sure that you have the right person in place for your property. But how do you do that? Well, in this video, we're going to share some tips with you on how to be a successful landlord. How do you screen a tenant? What do you need to have in a rental agreement? What's the right way to conduct a landlord-tenant relationship? And if you stick around to the end, we're going to give you one of the best kept secrets in landlording today. So don't miss it. Hey, it's Larry with Southland Property Management, and every day we get calls and emails from people just like you looking for our help with managing their investment properties. So whether you have one property or 5,000 properties, give us a call, drop us an email. The information is all in the description below. We'd love to help you make the most of your investment property. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you for watching. And if you want to stay up to date on all things in residential property management here in Southern California, please be sure to click subscribe below. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest property management information, don't forget to click on the bell. All right, let's get going and start talking about rental property management. All right, maybe not. Wait, let's talk about golf. When you first start playing golf, you hack at the ball. The ball goes left, the ball goes right, the ball goes nowhere. But after some time, a little while, and maybe after a few lessons and spending some time on the range, things start to come together. Well, being a great property manager is very similar. Success as a landlord, it doesn't come naturally. It's a skill that you have to develop. And as you become a better manager, the property makes more money and your stress level drops dramatically. So if you can't commit to being a great manager, then maybe you shouldn't do it at all. All right, the stakes are much higher than that of a friendly game of golf. And my name is Larry Fleischman. I'm the co-owner of Southland Property Management LLC. And in this video, I want to lay out what some call the 7 rules for rental property management success. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to click that little thumbs up button and subscribe so you get all the valuable info that we share. All right, on to the list. Rule number 1. Property management is a business. It is not a hobby, so you have to treat it that way. We've seen way too many people come in and start managing their property, flying by the seat of their pants, trying to figure out things as they go. But the manager then ends up being in hot water with the tenants, the neighbors, even their spouse. So you have to commit to treating your business like a business. You need to get the right forms. You need to be professional. You need to act like you're managing 5,000 units, even if you're just managing one. That means being organized, developing systems and processes that guide your business, and making sure your bookkeeping is in order right out of the gate. So be sure that you're treating your business like a business. All right, rule number 2, offer a great property for rent. You know what they say, nasty properties attract nasty people. By offering a great property up front, you're going to have to do fewer repairs. You'll attract a higher quality tenant who will care for the property better. And that tenant is going to stay much longer, which means more profit for you. Okay, rule number 3, attract as many tenants as possible. Now, you know when you're trying to find a tenant that there are a lot of them out there. Some are good, some are not so good. But it's important for you to find the good ones. That's why you need to open up your funnel to as many possible tenants as you can. Think about it this way. If you list your place for rent and you only get 2 applicants, you're stuck choosing between them. Or you can wait for a while, which will cost you time and money. But what if you had 20 people that were interested? Now there's a much better chance of you finding someone incredible in the group. I mean, if you had 50 candidates, even better. Right? So just don't rely on one marketing technique to attract tenants. Try a lot of things. We use Craigslist, Zillow, yard signs, newspaper ads, flyers at grocery stores, maybe even a Facebook ad. Get the phone ringing. Increase your chance of landing a great tenant. All right, moving on to rule number 4, screen for the best. Finding a great tenant is the number 1. It's the most important thing in ensuring a great profitable management future, or living through years of hell, beating yourself up forever for getting into this line of work. So when screening tenants, look at four general areas. First, their income. It should be at least 3 times the rent. Second, job stability. You want to make sure that they don't just have some temporary job that they just started. You want to know that their employment is stable. Third is their credit score. You want to aim for something over 620 to ensure they're responsible. And finally, rental history. You need to check for positive reviews from previous landlords and no prior evictions. People don't change that much, so how a tenant has been is likely how they'll be in the future. I prefer to avoid unnecessary risks. Let other landlords take those chances. I want a sure bet. Here we go, moving on to rule number 5. Be mindful of fair housing laws. Look, there are some things that you can discriminate against, like having an eviction on your record, being a smoker, owning 30 cats. But other things are absolute legal no-nos when it comes to discrimination. Things like race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, disability, national origin. These are things that must not be discriminated against. So don't ask how many kids someone has or why they're in a wheelchair. You're just asking for a lawsuit. Also, keep in mind, some states add a few other protected classes to the list, so be sure to research your local laws. At Southland Property Management, we're always staying on top of this, so our clients are always protected. Remember, this is a business, and business owners are required to know the laws. Let's move on to rule number 6. Rule number 6, sign a rock solid lease. It's really important that you have a rock solid lease with your tenant. You know, as a child, you might not have understood why rules existed, but as you grow up, you realize that rules are there to keep everybody on the same page and keep everybody happy. They make the world go around safely. That's why having a rock solid lease is so important. A lease or rental agreement is a legal document that spells out all the terms of the rental, including the rules and the regulations, everything that governs the relationship between the landlord and the tenant. It takes impulsive decisions out of the picture and gives you, as the manager, something powerful to rely on when making decisions. A solid lease can protect you and the property legally in case something goes wrong. So, as an example, if a tenant wants a dog, what does the lease say? If the tenant wants to leave and move out early, what does the lease say? If the property has garbage piling up on the deck and other places, what does the lease say? Keep in mind, real estate laws are highly localized. What might be required in one state could be illegal to discuss in another. So it's crucial to have a state-specific lease, not just something you pulled off the internet. Here at Southland Property Management, we are constantly updating our leases from the California Association of Realtors because things are always changing and we need to make sure we're representing all of our clients to the best of our abilities. All right, rule number 7, be firm, but be fair. Be firm, but fair. Those 4 words are perhaps some of the greatest pieces of advice I ever received when I became a landlord. When a tenant breaks the rules, you have to have penalties in place, like late fees. Don't bend because you heard a sob story. Not only does that hurt you and your finances, but it also hurts the tenant. So let's kind of come up with a little story here. Imagine this. The tenant calls and says there was some mishap with their paycheck and they're going to be a week late on rent. So you want to be a nice guy, you let it slide, and now you've trained them that that's okay. So 2 months go by and it happens again, but this time it's a couple weeks late. And later on, it's a month. Pretty soon, the tenant is 3 months behind on rent, not answering your calls, and now you have to evict them, costing you thousands of dollars. And for the next decade, that tenant's going to struggle to find a place to rent because of that eviction on their record. So here's the secret. This eviction, it's really all because you were too lenient. Be firm but fair. Follow your rules, follow your lease, because remember, you're running a business. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these tips today. So do us a favor and click that thumbs up button below the video. And if you'd like to find out more about Southland Property Management and how we can help you, give us a call. Alongside my incredible partner, we'd love to help you maximize your investment return and keep you as safe as possible.